Welcome everyone. Imagine this, you wake up in the morning and check your phone. Someone left a mean comment on your social media post. Your boss sends an angry email. The weather forecast says it will rain on your planned picnic day. You feel your chest tighten. Stress floods your body. Sound familiar? We live in a world that constantly throws problems at us. Some we can fix. Some we cannot. But here's the strange thing, we often spend most of our energy worrying about the things we cannot change at all. Today, I want to introduce you to a man who lived almost 2,000 years ago. His name was Epictetus. He was born a slave in ancient Rome, yet he became one of the most influential philosophers in history. His simple idea changed millions of lives. Here it is in one sentence: focus only on what you can control, and let go of everything else. Sounds simple, right? But this idea is revolutionary. Let me show you why. Epictetus had a difficult life. He was born around 50 AD in Hierapolis, in modern-day Turkey. As a slave, he had no control over his own body, his time, or his freedom. His master sometimes treated him cruelly. According to one story, his master once twisted his leg so badly that Epictetus became permanently disabled. But even as a slave, Epictetus discovered something powerful. While he couldn't control his circumstances, he could control his mind. He could control his reactions. He could control his attitude. This realization set him free in a way that no master could ever prevent. Let me explain his philosophy more clearly. Epictetus divided everything in life into two categories. First, things within our control. Second, things outside our control. What's in our control? Our thoughts, our opinions, our desires, our reactions, our effort, and our choices. That's it. That's the complete list. What's outside our control? Almost everything else. Other people's opinions, the weather, the past, the future, our reputation, our body's health, whether we succeed or fail, what other people say or do, and even whether we live or die. Now here comes the crucial part. Epictetus said we should invest all our energy into the first category. We should accept the second category completely. Let me give you a modern example. Imagine you're scrolling through social media, and you see that your post got only 5 likes, while your friend's similar post got 500 likes. You feel terrible. You feel jealous. You keep checking your phone every few minutes. Let's apply Epictetus here. Can you control how many likes you get? No. Other people decide whether to click that button. Can you control how you react to getting few likes? Yes, absolutely. Can you control whether you keep checking your phone? Yes. Can you control whether you let this ruin your day? Yes. Epictetus would say, stop worrying about the likes. They're outside your control. Instead, focus on why you posted in the first place. Did you want to share something meaningful? Did you want to express yourself? If yes, then you already succeeded. The rest doesn't matter. Here's another example. You have an important job interview tomorrow. You prepared well. You practiced your answers. But you're still anxious. You keep thinking, what if they don't like me? What if I fail? What if another candidate is better? Epictetus would ask you, can you control whether they hire you? No. They will make that decision based on many factors you cannot control. Can you control your preparation? Yes. Can you control your effort during the interview? Yes. Can you control being honest and doing your best? Yes. So focus on what you can control. Prepare well. Show up. Give your best effort. Then let go of the result. If you don't get the job, it wasn't within your control anyway. You did everything you could. This philosophy is called Stoicism. The Stoics believe that suffering comes from wanting to control things we cannot control. When we try to control other people, we suffer. When we try to control the future, we suffer. When we try to control our reputation, we suffer. But when we focus only on our own thoughts and actions, we find peace. We find freedom. We find power. Let me tell you what happened to Epictetus. Eventually, his master freed him. Epictetus started teaching philosophy in Rome. He became famous. Important people came to learn from him. But then the Emperor Domitian expelled all philosophers from Rome. Epictetus had to leave everything and move to Greece. Did he complain? Did he feel angry? According to his students, no. He simply accepted what he couldn't control and focused on what he could. He started a new school in Greece. He continued teaching. He remained peaceful. One of his students wrote down his teachings. These writings survived for 2,000 years. One of those students' readers was Marcus Aurelius, who became Emperor of Rome. Another reader was James Stockdale, an American pilot who survived 7 years as a prisoner of war by using Epictetus's philosophy. Now, you might be thinking, this sounds like giving up. If I accept everything, won't I become passive? Won't I stop trying to improve my life? No. This is a common misunderstanding. Epictetus didn't say stop trying. He said try hard at what you can control, and accept what you cannot. Think about an athlete. Can she control whether she wins the gold medal? No. The judges decide. Her competitors matter. Luck matters. But can she control her training? Yes. Can she control her focus? Yes. Can she control her effort? Yes. The best athletes focus completely on their preparation and performance. They don't obsess about the medal. Ironically, this approach often leads to better results. Why? Because they're not wasting energy on worry and anxiety. Let's look at some practical situations where this philosophy helps. Situation 1, your friend is angry at you. You tried to apologize, but they won't forgive you. What can you control? Your sincere apology. Your future behavior. Your own peace of mind. What can't you control? Whether they forgive you. How long they stay angry. Their feelings. Epictetus would say, apologize sincerely. Learn from your mistake. Then let go. You cannot force forgiveness. Accept their anger without letting it destroy your inner peace. Situation 2, you're stuck in terrible traffic. You have an important meeting in 20 minutes. You're going to be late. What can you control? Calling ahead to explain. Staying calm. Using the time to prepare mentally. What can't you control? The traffic. Whether people are upset. The consequences of being late. Epictetus would say, do what you can, then accept the situation. Getting angry at traffic is like getting angry at rain. It's pointless. The traffic doesn't care about your feelings. Situation 3, you're worried about your health. You have some symptoms. You're scared it might be something serious. What can you control? Going to the doctor. Following medical advice. Taking care of your body. What can't you control? What the diagnosis will be. Whether the treatment works. How your body responds. Epictetus would say, take action where you can. See the doctor. Follow the advice. Then accept whatever comes. Worry doesn't change the diagnosis. It only makes you suffer twice, once in imagination and once in reality, if the bad thing actually happens. Now here's something beautiful about this philosophy. It works in both good times and bad times. In bad times, it gives you peace. When something terrible happens, you ask, can I control this? If no, then accept it. Save your energy. Focus on your response. This doesn't mean you don't feel sad or disappointed. It means you don't add unnecessary suffering on top of the original pain. In good times, it gives you freedom. When something wonderful happens, you enjoy it without clinging to it. You know that external things come and go. Your happiness doesn't depend on them. This makes you truly free. Epictetus had a powerful exercise. Every morning, he would remind himself, today I will meet people who are rude, ungrateful, angry, and selfish. But I cannot be harmed by them. I can only be harmed by my own judgments. I control my judgments. Therefore, I control whether I am harmed. Think about this. Someone insults you. Did they harm you? Epictetus would say no. They said words. Words are just sounds. You decided those sounds are insulting. You decided to feel hurt. You made those judgments. You can also choose different judgments. You might think, but the insult was real. They meant to hurt me. Yes, they did. But whether you actually feel hurt is still your choice. This doesn't mean insults are okay. It means you have more power than you think. Let me give you a modern challenge. Think about your phone notifications. Every ping, every buzz, every red dot. These are things outside your control. Other people decide when to message you, when to post, when to comment. But you control whether you check immediately. You control whether you let notifications interrupt your focus. You control whether you feel anxious when you see them. Many people are slaves to their notifications. Epictetus, the former slave, would tell you, take back your control. Turn off the notifications. Check your phone on your schedule, not when others demand your attention. You are free to make this choice. Here's another modern application. Think about the news. Wars, disasters, political conflicts, economic problems. These are almost entirely outside your control. Yes, you can vote. Yes, you can donate. Yes, you can volunteer. These actions are within your control, and Epictetus would encourage them. But watching news constantly, feeling anxious about things you cannot change, arguing with strangers online about politics, these are ways of trying to control what you cannot control. They create suffering without creating solutions. Epictetus would say, take informed action where you can. Vote thoughtfully. Support causes you believe in. Help your community. Then turn off the news and focus on your own life, your own choices, your own character. Now let's talk about failure. This is where Epictetus's philosophy becomes truly powerful. Imagine you worked hard on a project. You gave it everything. But it failed. The project was rejected. People criticized it. You feel devastated. Epictetus would ask, did you control the outcome? No. Did you control your effort? Yes. Did you control your intentions? Yes. Did you control doing your best? Yes. Then you succeeded in everything that was within your control. The rest is not your failure. It's just reality being reality. This perspective is liberating. It means you can only truly fail in one way, by not trying, by not giving your best effort, by not controlling what you can control. Everything else is just outcomes, and outcomes are partly outside your control. Think about relationships. You cannot control whether someone loves you. You cannot control whether they stay or leave. You cannot control their feelings, their choices, their heart. But you can control being honest. You can control being kind. You can control treating them with respect. You can control your own behavior. Epictetus would say, be the best partner you can be. That's within your control. If the relationship ends anyway, you didn't fail. You controlled what you could control. Some things are just not meant to be, and that's okay. Let me tell you one of Epictetus's most famous teachings. He said, don't demand that things happen as you wish. Instead, wish that things happen as they do happen, and you will be fine. This sounds strange at first. Wish for things to be as they are. Even bad things. Yes. Here's why. Things are already as they are. Reality is reality. When you demand that reality be different, you create suffering. When you accept reality as it is, you can work with it instead of fighting it. Imagine it's raining on your picnic day. You can spend the whole day angry at the rain. Or you can accept the rain and have an indoor picnic. Same situation. Different response. Different experience. This doesn't mean you never try to change things. It means you accept the present moment completely, then take action based on what you can control. You can't control that it's raining now. You can control planning better next time, checking forecasts, having a backup plan. Here's a practical exercise you can try today. Take a piece of paper. Draw a line down the middle. On the left side, write, things I can control. On the right side, write, things I cannot control. Now think about something that's bothering you. Write down every aspect of this situation. Put each aspect in the correct column. Be honest. Most things will go in the right column. Then ask yourself, am I spending my energy on the left column or the right column? Most people spend most of their energy on the right column. This is why they suffer. Epictetus would tell you, move your energy to the left column. Focus completely on what you can control. Let go of the rest. Not because you don't care, but because caring about things you cannot control only creates suffering without creating solutions. Let me share one more powerful idea from Epictetus. He said, "We are disturbed not by things, but by our opinions about things." Death is not terrible. Our opinion that death is terrible, that's what's terrible. Think about this carefully. Two people experience the same event. One suffers terribly. The other remains calm. Why? The event is the same. The difference is their opinion about the event. Their judgment. Their interpretation. This means your suffering is not caused by external events. It's caused by your judgments about external events. And judgments are within your control. You can change them. You can choose different interpretations. Someone cuts you off in traffic. You can judge this as, "That terrible person disrespected me. I'm so angry." Or you can judge it as, "That person is in a hurry. Maybe they have an emergency. It doesn't affect my worth." Same event. Different judgment. Different emotional result. Now, I want to be clear about something. Epictetus's philosophy is not about suppressing emotions. It's not about pretending everything is fine. It's not about becoming a robot. You can still feel sad, disappointed, or frustrated. These are natural human emotions. The difference is this: you feel the emotion, acknowledge it, but you don't add suffering on top of it by trying to control what you cannot control. You don't make it worse by fighting reality. You don't create secondary suffering through resistance. Epictetus himself felt emotions. He felt pain from his injured leg. He probably felt sadness when he was exiled from Rome. But he didn't add unnecessary suffering. He accepted what he couldn't change and focused on what he could. So how can you apply this philosophy today? Start small. Pick one area of your life where you're trying to control something you cannot control. Maybe it's worrying about what people think of you. Maybe it's stressing about the future. Maybe it's trying to change someone else. Ask yourself, can I control this? If the answer is no, practice letting go. This doesn't happen overnight. It's a practice. Every day, you notice when you're trying to control the uncontrollable. Every day, you gently redirect your energy to what you can control. Here's what you can always control: your effort, your attitude, your kindness, your honesty, your attention, your choices in this present moment. These are your true powers. These are your freedom. Epictetus, the slave who became free through philosophy, teaches us that real freedom isn't about controlling the world. It's about controlling ourselves. It's about accepting reality while taking responsibility for our own thoughts and actions. In a world that constantly tells us to control everything, to optimize everything, to manage everything, Epictetus offers a different path. Control what you can. Let go of what you cannot. Find peace in the difference. This ancient wisdom is perhaps more relevant today than ever before. We live in an age of anxiety, where we're constantly bombarded with things outside our control. Social media shows us everyone else's lives. News shows us global problems. Our phones demand our attention constantly. But you have a choice. You can try to control it all and suffer. Or you can focus on your small circle of control and find peace. You can accept reality while still working to make things better where you actually can. The next time you feel stressed, anxious, or overwhelmed, remember Epictetus. Ask his simple question: is this within my control? If yes, take action. If no, let it go. This simple practice can transform your life. You have more power than you think. Not power over the world, but power over yourself. And that, according to a wise man who lived 2,000 years ago, is the only power that truly matters. That is the only power that can set you free.